map, you can actually overwhelm a CT who's normally playing their solo. This time it will be Michael. He'll be at the back there. Throws a little decoy to maybe bait out a little bit of utility there.
Into the waiting room.
Yeah, you can see C's. He's got a smoke. That's probably going to be used on the lower bomb site. It means you can get a nice concealed plant going on. You're going to try and swarm the ramp from it and choose an area depending on how this exchange goes. If you lose manpower, you might want to go straight towards the ladder. Or if you overwhelm the CTs and get there before the rotations come in, you go straight towards lower and use that smoke effectively.
Shots to the P2000. Gonna go passive is Michael. Play this smart, let them have the ramp room and contain them by rotating into lower early. The problem is that Forest, as it were. I thought it was Get Right. Forest tried to peek back out from Turnpike. He got tagged, so he has to go passive as well, which does give them the possibility to go for a full wrap strategy onto the ladder. So a lot of map control gain from Na'Vi in that initial duel. Forest inside of the A site now is rotated all the way around. Low HP does still manage to find the kill on Seas2. Can't locate his head as he runs underneath the window. And Exist is going to get flamey, but Simple. He's been the man of the tournament so far. Not much further behind is Freiberg, who's been the top player for NiP, but he's now in a 1 versus 3 Simple. Bomb being planted top silo. He's got the time to do it. Does give him pretty much anywhere to play the post plant from, and he wants to go aggressive. They line up. What is that? 2 kills. But he can't find the third. Freiberg was in that line as well, but he does respond.
I love that from Simple. The idea he plants on top of the silo, like no one's anticipating that. So normally we plant lower, you're just thinking, okay, he's definitely going to be running into what, Decon or Toxic or Window Room, something like that. He plants on top right. It's a bit risky, but he gets away with it. The fact he comes back in towards Ven, you can see NiP actually getting themselves together for the retake. They're actually getting lined up, ready to go. He could have easily got the 3-man spray down there. Gets 2 and the bomb down, to be fair. So in terms of the round going forward, they are going to be forced buying into the second. But that was a really clever play from Simple. Pretty much the only thing he could do to have a chance of winning the round, and almost gets it. So here we go then, after getting 4 frags. There's going to be the AK in the hands of Simple. They're forced bought into this fully. I actually like this quite a lot. You can see NiP adjusting themselves. They have got 4 rifles to try and battle this possibility, and it's Get Right with the first altercation towards outside. There's going to be 2 players on top of side either. Simple and Edward. Simple, of course, with the AK. Guardian, Deagle in hand, and they'll be slowing things down there. They were hunting for the initial pick to kick things off.
Set smokes ready to go. Simple still going to try and find a pick first with the AK-47. Top Twinkie, Silo, call it what you like. North America, EU, doesn't matter. Get Right, trying to get a little bit of information. It's going to creep up in behind what is now the gray crate, the CT crate. The nade goes perfectly funneled into that choke point, though, and lands at his feet, so he's already tagged up as a result. Simple. That single AK is going to manage to slip by the smoke. He's the last one to do so, but inside Secret, they're already overwhelming Freiberg, trying to play the nuke decontamination stairs. Him going down, no one able to trade is going to leave an M4 on the ground. And already, this is looking really good for Na'Vi. Lower site is completely in their possession. They've got a smoke out to go for a fast plant inside of it. They're waiting for people to cross out, but they don't even need to now. With that smoke, it lasts long enough to get Flamey back into a post-plant position as well. And Forrest going to try and go aggressive, baiting it off Michael Lilly. That works! As Exist finds Simple beforehand, Forrest has cleared out the control room, at least for now. Guardian wants to take it back via the stairwell, but the Deagle, it's not really ideal in this situation. Flamey has picked up the M4 this time around, and he's actually got a shot. Guardian's found Forrest. It's still not done just yet. Michael's going to hold off Guardian, but it's on to Flamey, and he's been wrapped in. So good retake from NiP in the end, but costly in considering how many rifles they brought out.
To be fair, it's a full force from Na'Vi, right? So they weren't really anticipating it. They were trying to preparing themselves for the third. They do a very good job, all things considered. They lose the first frag. Bomb goes down towards lower. One of the hardest sites in the game to actually retake. There's so many more options for the terrorists to actually hide and group up because the crossfire is enabled there. But it's NiP coming in together, trading effectively, and managing to get the full defuse. And it comes down to a 2 versus 1. Flamey did what he could from Decon, but wasn't meant to be. The good news is for Na'Vi overall, they get the plant down. So it's pretty much no harm, no foul at this point. They're forcing again, Matt. Well, there we go. You can see it's still viable, considering they got so many kills once again. So it's going to be Galil's this time, a Deagle and an AK. So they're just trying to keep that pressure applied to NiP. Get right towards main for now. We'll have a look at this setup for Na'Vi. It looks like they're trying to work towards outside. The problem is they're limited, very limited in utility. Just one smoke, a couple of flashbangs. They'd be relying purely on firepower here to try and win this round.
He's just backed himself up the ladder at lobby to watch anyone pushing through the smoke at hut. Through the gopher hole. And Edward already dropping down on New Cat. AC vents as well do give a lot of coverage to watching toward the big garage. No push on Secret yet. We talk about this a little bit on the CT side, that rotation that's available to place effectively a 4-man default with one player that rotates, whether from ramp underneath and goes toward the Secret stairwell to cover outer. It's an interesting dynamic. Cajun B is someone that watches and covers from heaven and is very dynamic in that sense to make sure that they can push potentially just Boy in there when we watch Dignitas play the map. But it's Guardian that's going to get right down, traded out by Forest. Speaking of, he's going to follow up and find Edward on the catwalk position, rotating around, but he goes down immediately after. So 1 for 1 either way, and it's a 3 situation.
This actually kind of balances things out now. If anything, I favour the Na'Vi. They've got still the smoke they only brought into this round. And Simple with another great headshot there. It's Michael Eddy rotating from heaven. He gets taken down. It's going to be 3 versus 2. Exist and Freiburg left with only a UMP and an M4 here. A couple of flashbangs between them. That's going to be positioning himself. Exist in the upper bomb site. Freiburg in towards the vents. Probably the best bet they can actually hope for right now. Exist is going to be joining him as well. This kill is crucial. Simple takes it. That's the second of the round as well. Freiburg up against it in a 3 versus 1.
Freiburg's going to try and ascend this ladder, and unfortunately he's going to be greeted. He does anticipate one man in the corner, but that was Guardian, and Simple was well and truly in the open, already staring him down.
Well then, Matt. Those 4 spies finally pay off there for Na'Vi. 2 in a row after getting the bomb down successfully in 2 rounds there, and they managed to overwhelm the CTs towards outside once more. You can see NiP didn't really have the weaponry to actually justify facing fully towards outside there. Get right. Quite passive towards main. He had a nice little lineup there. Couldn't find the kill. Forrest did what he could. Found 2 frags in return, but equally exchanged when it came down to the 3-on-3, and with so much time available as well. Simple is working slowly through the map. Finds Michael Eddy. That was the round over at that point. So a 4 spy from NiP in return, trying to do what they can with the scouts. Presumably they'll be towards outside. It's going to be Forrest looking for tags here, but takes a hefty bit of damage himself. He goes down to 43. Now has to fall back to a more defensive position.
Flamey clearing out radio, brings Simple along with him, who so far in this game has had very good accuracy, it has to be said, in terms of the headshots. Michael with a quick dig in toward the box, not spotting anyone forced on a scout. It's not much to work with for NiP. And Na'Vi accumulating these rounds early on the T side. It's still, although we're getting there now, I think. In the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks, we're seeing more favorable score lines on the T side. But we do know it's still a map that favors the CTs. Yeah,
for sure. It definitely has some development still to come, but Michael Eddy now, the eagle in hand, finds one, but that's all he'll find. He's by himself in the ramp, and we talk about this being like the gateway to the map. If you can get ramp, obviously your options to get towards upper and lower are greatly increased. It's going to be Exist spotting them, has to submit at this point, falls back, allows them to have the ramp room. They can go fast between lower here as well. Guardian's made his way towards main entrance. Now they can actually split and stop the rotations. That's going to be up to Guardian here. Finds 1 frag, but taken down. Get right joining in as well. 3 versus 2 in favor of the, I guess, eco round for NiP. Just pistols going into this one. Managing to pick up an AK-47 as well.
Oh, push through from Edward, almost mistimes that. That could have been another gun gone, as Exist does damage onto him. He's down to 35. Seas thankfully has made it into heaven. That's going to save them, because Exist nearly gets back out and gets taken down, but it's Forrest that times it. He's still inside a hut. They don't anticipate it. He goes for an open plant, and Forrest is going to take them both. Edward never got in a position to save the plant.
Well then, it looked perfect from Na'Vi to kick things off there. Getting that kill towards ramp room and actually only losing 1 player in the process as well. Guardians towards main. A nice little split. They could go towards lower at that point, because Guardians stopping the rotations to the vent. It all starts falling apart. The CZ kills start coming in. Forrest gets an AK. Good positioning from him. And it's Na'Vi planting in the open there towards main, which I found interesting, considering the player in hut as well. Surely wanted to go for a really defensive plant. But unfortunately for them, Forrest finding that initial kill wasn't enough time to work with. And there it is. Another 4 spy coming in from Na'Vi. It's the battle of attrition here, as we'll see who comes out on top. It's going to be Deagles this time and an AK, but Get Right gets the first kill, takes down Seized. And now the pressure subsided a little bit here for NiP.
Deagle on top of the silo. I mean, you can just see it, like you're saying. Pressure subsiding, it's all due to the fact that they pick up that anti-eco win. Or that eco win, rather. They go up 3-1. And it's just Simple on an AK again. It did come close the last time we saw a similar force buy round 2 when Simple went for the early buy in the AK, but this time NiP a little bit more cautious in their approach. A shotgun for Michael Lilly, but the rest all on the rifles. No AWP, so they won't be able to spot from heaven all the way down to secret. They've gotten by. There's a gap in the smoke, but Forrest, okay, he does get it. Simple gets caught, so that's the AK gone. It'll be re-grabbed by Guardian. But they're down 2 men already.
Well, there it is, yes. The smokes don't really work out the way they're designed, it seems. I think they were missing one of the smokes, and maybe a miscommunication in terms of who was going to be throwing what, because Forrest gifted a free kill. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 now. Guardian still has got the AK-47, but only 1 smoke remaining. They desperately need a kill here, but it's not going to be happening just yet. Get Right from main. Does find one. The exchange comes in, but still for the TTs, that's absolutely fine. It's kind of denting the T's kill by kill. Going to be focusing towards main now. They only have 20 seconds. They have to commit and try and find another frag very quickly.
Exist takes down Flamey. And it's just Guardian left on this AK, which with 11 seconds, probably valuable, worth holding on to.
Problem is, you need your AWPer to start racking up cash at this point. Guardian,
True.
He's going to get 0 money if he stays alive. Yes, he saves an AK, but his teammate Eco, regardless, he can't keep forcing at this point. So he gets no money out of this situation, needs to make sure he stays alive. There is a player coming in, not going to be found. But yeah, that is a bit of a problem. This is the overall economy for the team. 4-1 though, NiP managed to fend off another force buy from Na'Vi, and this will be an Eco. I really don't see Na'Vi forced into this. If they do, that's kind of nuts. So yeah, they go for the more conservative approach. They keep the AK, maybe a couple of smokes or flashbangs and PT-50s to join him. Simple, of course. He gets the head armor. Goes down to $1,400. Not really required when he's got a PT-50, I would say, but let's see whether he can actually do anything with it. If they find a kill, then he becomes a lot more scary at that point. In terms of the grenades, nothing to work with here. It just comes down to Guardian and this AK. He's gone towards the catwalk and trying to find a CT player out of position, perhaps, maybe rotating towards Garage.
Forest. AK aimed all the way at outer. He hasn't been playing this aggressively. It's just covering off the cross.
Yeah, well, at this point, he doesn't need to commit, right? If he goes down and gives away an AK when he knows they're eco, that's a problem. He needs to be giving good calls to his teammates. If he can get the lower, pass the information on, maybe get one kill in the process, just don't risk being exchanged in terms of the frags.
Simple. Has armor to work with as well in this, so if they can't find an early pick and get a gun over to him. Could be a significant factor as Get Right walks back through main, sprays into the hut, and he'll position himself at the upper site. Rotation's back around from Na'Vi. Can't find anything at outer with Guardian on the AK, and they don't really have the range game with the pistols, so potentially over towards ramp. It's Michael Lilly on a Deagle. Does have the shotgun as well, but Deagle for the range game initially. Smoke out might pull him closer to the entryway.
At this point, they just push through the smoke and hope for the best. Got to wait for a reload potentially as the Deagle shots are fired through. But here comes the push. Michael Lilly's waiting. Unarmored players in front of him. The shotgun's going to do a ton of damage here. Forest chiming in as well. Pretty simple cleanup for Forest. He ends up with 4 frags there. Nice work from him. Overall, pretty comfortable round for NiP. Like I said, hold back. Don't need to commit towards the heavy choke points towards outside. Forest getting information. And then Michael Lilly, nice little smoke there towards the end, towards the ramp room. They have no choice but to force through at that point. They're just going to go through and try and have the surprise factor. Michael gets the first one, and then an easy spray down as Forest rotates in. So the gun round comes in once more. What kind of buy have we got for Na'Vi here? So like we said, Guardian heavily affected in terms of his money. He's only got an AK and armor, no nades to work with. His teammates got 3 smokes. Still a challenging round for them. Obviously going to be relying on the Guardian AWP. We're focusing towards outside once more with Guardian, but his teammates are holding towards the lobby.
Freiberg waiting for the squeaky door to open as well. Seized is the one on the other side. Pick strat for Na'Vi to start it off. Bomb drop down toward the exit of spawn. Guardian trying to find anything he can. Like you said, doesn't have the cash to go for the AWP, so needs to find some picks early around Na'Vi could desperately use with getting.
He's by himself outside right now. Just hoping to catch someone by surprise here. It's a very slow default from Na'Vi. Hoping they can use these smokes effectively. Doesn't look like they'll be actually utilizing them outside. It's maybe they shot the skylights out. You could do some smokes towards heaven perhaps, but here come the smokes towards out. They're pretty standard round for them so far, limited in what they can actually do. Let's see if there's any gaps in the match. I have a PT today, so I can actually tell you.
Oh, there's 2, but there might be, yeah, there's a foot gap between them. There is.
If you're a main entrance, yes, you can see them crossing.
So Guardian's in that gap, but he's forward of the smokes regardless. He's trying to fight them, trying to catch them off, trying to peek through. Hasn't found anyone just yet. Michael's got Simple sneaking in toward ramp. He's going to fall back down. It's trying to be a split through secret, but they've got that covered off still. And Guardian, one player's made it. He's going to get found by Get Right. Edward's going to go back out for a duel. He wins it, but then traded out. Michael's found a kill on Seized when they do go lower, and NiP's countering Na'Vi. They've got no play. They're trying to smoke to outer every single time, and they're getting shut down.
Yeah, looks pretty sloppy from Na'Vi so far. To be fair, in that round, just didn't really have many other options apart from look for the picks at the start of the round, see what's available to them, and with just no Molotovs, limited flashbangs, 3 smokes, let's do the outside wall of smokes and see what we can do. 2 of them down, not great. Going to have to try and boost in front of that little yellow pylon we have by Secret. Doesn't work out for them, and the gap actually leads them to go back towards ramp room. Michael Lilly plays it very nice indeed. It's so perfect. If you can get 1 kill and fall back towards lower, reposition yourself, and then keep fragging, that's how you play ramp. That's absolutely ideal. He does it this time. It's going to be another eco for Na'Vi. First actual comes from Exist. Should be a pretty simple round. Freiberg, birthday boy, getting the job done from the hut there. It's going to be a 5-on-3. The bomb is planted somehow down towards lower. That's going to be Edward getting down the vents.
Freiberg gets taken out by Simple as well inside of the vents.
This gets dangerous now.
Yep. Bomb planted. Finally, they get something rolling. Faster play from Na'Vi. Exist gets taken by Guardian. That was going to be a straightforward execution with an M4, but Guardian's reaction's too swift. It's on Michael Lilly and Forest. Down a man. kits on both. Smoke as well, so they could try and get that on the bomb, and exactly what they're going to do. Door was closed temporarily. Michael's going to try and bait it. Door open, but can't find the spray down. And he's lost his teammate, and Forrest goes aggressive, tagged once more. Bomb already ticking. He's been late to get on this. Yep, I don't even think he can hold this. It's going to be extremely close. They're trying to find him with the knife. Is he on it? Is he still there? They just get him, and I'm not sure. We couldn't see the graph. He may not have had that regardless due to the light, but that's extremely close.
They could have killed each other there, Navi. They were actually hitting each other at the same time. Simple, known for the...
I can't even imagine the panic in comms.
Yeah, right. And Simple, Nova are trying to get the old knives in the smoke there. It does work out in the end, but it would have been very close either way. I'm not sure whether he got the full defuse in there, but milliseconds would have separated it. Navi somehow coming out on top there after losing the first 2 frags and pretty much a full eco as well. It's Simple in the vents, waiting for rotations, and Freiburg gets his head blown off. Same treatment for Exist as well. And at this point now, Navi full buy. All available for Guardian, this time going towards the squeaky door. Hoping that someone will overexpose himself towards main entrance. And, oh, that's a big nade. Takes Guardian down to 7, but Flamey gets that first frag.
Edward sneaks in behind it, though. He doesn't land the shot on Freiburg. That gives him a chance to reposition, but falling down, he'll get spotted out by Edward and dropped. And Get Right's going to try and come back through main, the smoke in front, flash ready. But they've already got bomb planted, and we can see it to his left, a player staring him down. Pop for Michael to try and go up, but his timing off. He's going to get countered out by a Molotov. Get Right has gone through the smoke. Seized finds him immediately left of the vent. Michael on his own, he's going to save.
Very chaotic around there, Matt. The fact that Navi obviously had the intention to go towards upper, took a ton of damage at the start, nades landing all over the place, but like he said, Edwards sneaking out, undetected. The player on the hut didn't see him come in. The round starts to unfold for NiP, and then it can't hold on at that point. Navi with utility available in the post-bomb situation as well, Molotoving towards Heaven and towards Ahari as well. Main was smoked out. This couldn't really do much about it. The rotations were decent. Get Right had a chance to get some kills over the M4A4, but flashed off, misses the spray, and that's Michael Lady surviving. He's the round player, so he'll be keeping the M4. Can't find anything better than that. So 3 players surviving for Navi. Yeah, it's interesting. That's not exactly a deep execution coming in. Just using decent spawns there, seeing what's available towards main entrance. Guardian with the AWP, giving the calls with teammates. Okay, main looks pretty clear. We can go out towards upper here. And Edward, great positioning from him. Good awareness. Find that player on top of Hut. This is going to be the force buy, though, from NiP. You can see they've got the AWP out on Forest. That's what we're relying on this round. Interesting then give that to Michael. He's obviously been stellar with the AWP since he's come in, but Forest, no stranger to this weapon either. Guardian working towards ramp. He's smoked out, pulls the trigger. Can't actually do anything towards Michael, but gives his position away at least.
Miguel. Still getting forced back slightly in this position. Flamey.
Yeah, Flamey's undetected. This is pretty massive.
Yep. He could go right in. Guardian, though, doesn't need to walk into that without checking because there's still an angle that presents itself. Molotov will hold Guardian out. He's got his AWP finally to work with, and Michael's not going to go for an aggressive peek, so he shouldn't be vulnerable to it. But like you say, Flamey's position, if Michael calls for a rotation right now and anyone rotates into Turnpike and peeks just to check it, he's already there. He's already got the lineup. Now he's going to go. Michael's going to fall back down.
Yeah, that's smart. He's only there by himself. He has as well. That's fine. That's not a problem. Yes, ramp is a prime bit of real estate on the map, but him going down and trying to challenge it with 0 frags, that would not be worth it. So now he has the opportunity to actually get down towards lower and stop them coming in. I'll see where he's repositioned himself. He's behind the silo on the side for now. That's a decent position. Very difficult to pick him off as he holds towards it. What's the next play for Nava? They have a ton of utility left. Smokes, Molotovs available, and we'll get into the final sectors of this round. They do go towards lower, and I said this was a good position. Michael gets the first kill on Flamey as well, trying to stay alive at this point, but just can't do it quite long enough.
Guardian watching the vents closely as his teammates advance into the site. Door open from Freiburg. That gives him away. And Simple takes him away. Lovely shot from him again on the AK-47. Door open over toward control. Smoke off on that already, and they already spot Exist trying to re-peek through the same position. He'll win the duel against Simple, though. That gives Get Right a bit of a chance to try and advance. Forrest on an AWP, though. Stared down by Seized, and although he falls late, Guardian still has an AWP to cover the angle. Get Right might pick up a gun. Does have a kit in this, but he's got a lot of work to do, as they've already figured out exactly where he is. Doors closed as well is going to make it even harder for him. He tries to bait them back in by opening and closing, spraying down on Guardian, but the second man in this, Edward's going to watch him. Is he? Where's Edward going? He's got to be behind the silo. Guardian's going to hit the shot, but Edward was there, I surely thought, to take that kill.
They're just making sure the bomb goes off that point, right? Just making sure that they 100% win the rounds, and that's another big one from Navi there. Getting control of Rampum, like I said, once they have control of Rampum, that's a massive part of the map. It means that lower executions can be so powerful, especially if you have the Molotov to smoke. So you can Molotov towards the window room, smoke out the vents, smoke on towards the bomb side as well. It's really difficult to hold off. Players coming in from decon, they're going to have a real tough time there. He's just got 1 frag, but once the bomb's down, you've got Guardian towards ramp as well. He's got backup. Super difficult to do anything about it. So it's going to be Navi with a really successful round there overall. Pretty much exactly how they wanted it to go. Get the ramp from control and then execute to lower. Lovely stuff. And we go into round number 11 here. It's going to be 5-7s. CZs for NiP. Not really much to write home about in terms of their buy. A Deagle for Freiberg. That's about as good as it gets. No nades or armor purchased. We'll see if they can do anything about this. His outer control has been fully gifted to Na'Vi here. Can go towards lower, and Flamey's already found the first kill with that map 10.
Second one as well as Exist tries to push through. Money being grabbed. Na'Vi looking at their 5th round. It would put them within 1 of NiP on 6. Flame with the Mac 10 way back towards spawn as well. Knows that they continue to want to push, so. And wait, Michael's going to go down. Gun shown, headshot in. Edward finding Get Right as well. He was the one going up and down on the pogo stick inside a lobby. It's just on Freiberg. 1 versus 5 with the Deagle, Henry.
Yeah, I'm feeling it on birthday. Why not?
It's his birthday. He's tagged.
There we go.
Hits the shot on Guardian. AWP available. Bomb planted. Waiting to get pushed. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
His 1.29, or I think it's 1.21 rating isn't going to save him there.
Yeah, he's actually had a really good tournament so far, right? He's actually been, I think he's in the top 4 players of the tournament.
Yep.
And since Michael's
Simple
joined...
Magisk Boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't remember who's third. It's a split with Freiberg and someone else.
Either way, like since Michael Eddie's joined the team, he actually seems to have got a lot better. We spoke to him, was a star ladder, and he said, yeah, I'm just putting the hours in now. I'm actually doing what I should be doing and playing like 60 hours a week and actually showing that I can't keep up anymore. And we'll see what happens as we go into round number 12. It's going to be 5 M4s here for NiP. No AWP available, only 1 kit as well. Na'Vi have a huge advantage going to this one. Edward once again out towards Squeaky, undetected once more. Oh.
Guardian hits the shot though, but it's all Get Right. Back inside that smoke. He shuts down Squeaky, finally taken away, but it's Exist that's done the damage in return on a Flamey, and it leaves seized 1 versus 3. Nate goes into Hut, and then a perfect position from Forrest above with the door open. Easily drops him down. 7 rounds now for NiP, countering efficiently Na'Vi, but they've still got money built up, and Guardian goes straight back onto the AWP. I
don't mind that idea at all from Na'Vi. Normally, it's very difficult to get to the upper bottom side, especially for Squeaky Door as well. When you've got the CTs fully equipped, they're reading the economy nicely. They know they probably don't have incendiaries available, maybe not even smoked. Going for Squeaky Door, it was the right idea, I guess, overall, but it's going to be Get Right, shutting them down. Great aim from him, good spray control. Manages to find NiP round number 7, and they actually get a decent buy going forward. He picked up the AWP in Michael's hands this time, presumably taking that towards ramp. And Guardian this time, he's on silo, looking for the first pick. Get Right's going to be the one challenging him. He's only got the M4A4.
Waiting for anyone to push up behind Big Red.
So I like this adjustment from NiP. The fact they've put the AWP in towards ramp from now, that's an area Na'Vi have been exploiting towards the later stages of the round. Now Michael's there to actually challenge. He doesn't have to sit back and be passive. He can go for the first kill. Yes, he can still fall back, but he's actually got a lot higher percentage chance of actually doing anything about it.
Yeah, right. Considers watching outside. They know they've given it up for long enough. Now the smoke's going to come in, that there could be a wrap as well on to main. Still these gaps in the smoke, though. And a Molotov's going to counter push through. That's got a gap in it as well. You can easily clip the edge of the smoke, as Guardian does. Bypasses that and onto the pillar. Wants the shot towards the lockers. It's Get Right that was waiting for it. Tags him up in return, takes him down. Guardian never should have bothered. Because now Forrest is ready at the decontamination stage. They don't have the full crossfire setup that we talk about where you can bring Michael down to our control room, but Exist going down on the upper site. This means with them already having the corner at outer, they could wrap back onto Mini and try and take this away from Get Right. So he's now got to consider both possibilities of main and Hut, which Freiberg puts himself on top of. And surely he's going to spot Edwards seconds away from peeking in. It's timed with Simple. That's the main thing they're waiting for. Shoulder goes out. Freiberg gets the headshot. I'm not sure why we're watching Forrest on lower, because there's no rotation to there. It's back toward main that they go. And Freiberg's still got position on this as well. Simple's elected to go through the door. Get Right can't spot him from there. He's still waiting for them to commit. But Freiberg's being passive on his approach. Goes down. Get Right finds one. Michael with the other. Seized has bomb at lower now, though. Back through the vents. It's a desperate play. 1 versus 2. 36 HP. And he's got to hold this off for a full 45.
Good luck, Seized. No nades to work with. Low HP. Doesn't go through the door. This is actually quite an interesting position. We'll see if it works out for him.
And it's kind of interesting. With the doors closed, you might not expect him to be exactly in front of them. It's going to catch off Michael Ailey. Now the door's open. Close again. He's in the inside. He can fade out. Get Right, but he's got a smoke and you're dead right. This is going to be a full defuse. He's on the inside of the silo. 3 seconds. He's not being found. This is done. Get Right wins it. Smart play. No Seized has gone too far out of the picture to do anything about it at that point.
Yeah, lovely stuff there from Get Right. Oh, they're confusing there towards the end, all the cameras coming in. But there you go, it will be Get Right picking up the round. I actually really like that position in front of the window and the doors there connecting towards that area. If you stand in front of them, no one's going to be checking that. You'll cover from decon as well, and you can see City's actually assuming they think the door's closed. They're not going to be checking that. It's actually a really interesting spot there from Seas in a tight situation. Manages to get 1 kill as well, but clever play from Get Right overall. Manages to win the round. A full defuse. Could have fallen apart had Seas found the shot through the smoke, but not really much time to do anything about it. So 8-5, NiP have won the half. Another fast play towards outside. It's going to be Get Right to defend. And Navi now have noticed the AWP's not going to be there. But Forrest, he's stepping up and gets that first kill on Flamey.
Does manage to get the spray down Get Right. Took him a while that time.
Yeah, at that point he was fully committed. He thought, if I can just get 1 kill out of this, that's fine.
And that's all he did manage. Simple gets the trade. Simple on the AWP now as well. Obviously on Nuke, I don't recommend the T-sided double-up setup, so we haven't seen that come out just yet, but he's picked it up off Guardian this time around. Michael, good shot on Edward. Good read as well to give up ramp and cover off the wrap toward Heaven. Now it's a patience game from Na'Vi. They want to catch NiP trying to search for information and rotating inside of their own portions of the map, which effectively is contained to the inside of the buildings because Outer's completely occupied by the 2 Na'Vi players.
Well, then what do they have left? Simple. It's been pretty impressive on his map, finding his opening picks, and seems to be everywhere in terms of the lark plays. Sees just hunting out towards lower now, seeing if he can find 1 kill on Freiburg, but he's actually going to be positioned towards the vent. Great to the spotter player. You can get 1 kill, fall back instantly.
Headshot by Freiburg is perfect, and Simple does have the bomb. 25 seconds.
Yeah, Freiburg with some really important kills this game so far. Holding well towards that hub position and now in a great position to shut down this 3 versus 2. Now just Simple remaining. Problem is, yes, it's great if you can get down towards lower, but I just don't see a chance. But, okay, well, that actually helps him get a plant now, you know?
Not if he pushes through. Smart by Freiburg.
Yeah,
all right, you want to hold me up for a bomb plant? I know that's what you're going for. It's the only reason you're here. Otherwise, you'd be saving. Just push through and deny.
Yeah, so he actually denies the plant. That's actually pretty huge considering it's the last round now. Na'Vi denied the extra $100, so Freiburg takes a bit of a chance, pushes through the smoke, but overall pretty calculated risk, and he comes out on top. Round number 15, we've got 2 Galils, an AK, 2 Deagles for Na'Vi, limited in terms of the smokes, 2 of them. I said they're going to be needing those going towards outside, but I assume maybe an upper play coming into this one. And Simple, he'll be towards outer. Deagle in hand. Very quickly, actually progressing towards outside here. Could drop down towards main.
Get Right. Watching the footsteps above. They like to bypass on the new cat.
Oh, Forrest. He's going to clean up now.
The problem is Get Right can also be shown from this by his gun barrel. But as you say, Forrest gets taken down by Simple. Not going to clean up, is he, Henry?
I thought he was. I thought that was it. I was hoping that Get Right would bring more of a distraction. That's when Forrest pounces, but he actually goes to the face by himself. Simple with the Deagle. Very deadly with that weapon, I think. That's certainly a fact. And we'll go into 5 versus 4, make it an equal situation, but now it falls apart. Navi taking 2. Upper side going to be open for them.
Get Right waiting though. Oh, not spotted. He's played so far. Back up the hut. That was unfortunately deadly accurate on his tracing of the player, but about a foot behind on every shot. And it's Edward that'll close out on Michael Lilly. 9-6 at the end of the first half for Na'Vi. Not bad considering what we said. Whoever wins this, whoever gets 2 goes through. If they go 1-1, then it's 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, 3-3 for the whole group. We got to do some math.
Yeah, well, that was an interesting start to the game, right? The fact we had those 4 spies coming in from Na'Vi, 2 in a row after getting the bomb down on the pistol and the second round as well. And they managed to win the third, and that's when the game really got interesting at that point. NiP got back into it. They had a huge lead. I think it was 6-1 at one point, but then Na'Vi flurry of rounds there towards the end. Pretty good scoreline for both teams, I would say. I think they'll both be happy with that. They both think they can probably win this one. Na'Vi maybe more so because they get 6. They win the pistol. They've got a heavy chance of winning. There's still a very CT-sided map, but NiP no strangers to the T-sided nuke. They'll be bringing some big plays here and some interesting executions. They do a lot of work on this map, a lot of homework, a lot of theory, and I'm interested to see what they do on the pistol here especially. We've seen some interesting approaches so far on nuke. What have they got to buy? It's going to be Freiburg with a Molotov and a smoke. Michael Eddy, smoke and HE grenade. So yeah, this could get a lot of interest. I'm interested to see where that Molotov will end up. Looks like they'll be focusing towards outside to kick things off here. Freiburg lining up a smoke as well.
Simple wants the headshots. He's lined up for them, but can't find 3 bypass. Got the information. Guardian's also there, P2000. Smokes out. They won't have vision, so it's spam in and hope for the best. Jumping will deny any headshot potential. Not from Freiburg. He goes back for a shoulder peek. And it's Simple to find it. Not sure how much ammo he's got left, though. That'll be at least a mag and a half on that USP. Guardian, 3 HP as well after the exchange.
Flamey's waiting at lower as well. Great positioning from him. Can deny the bomb.
Oh, Simple already has. And now the window being there could be a bit of an issue for the first shot from Flamey, but Simple hitting that is so brilliant because he doesn't even have to come into it. Bomb's going to get planted. Guardian, he goes down to the hands of Get Right. We're not done just yet because Forrest has gotten in behind the silo and Flamey can't find the angle. He's trying desperately to wait for it to present itself, but Forrest doesn't even need a peek on this. Gets tagged up. They're going to push him out. Simple will eventually land it. Now it's a 4 versus 2. Kit still in play as well for Seized. If they just hold back the NiP players, they can get on the defuse quickly, but door open again. Michael gone. Round, I'm afraid, is going to come to a close regardless of whether or not Get Right can survive because they were already on the fuse. Oddly enough, it wasn't the player with the kit, but they've got the kill.
Yeah, well, there it is. NiP at that point, it got a little bit troublesome for them. Just getting the bomb down was the main eject at that point, like you said, when they got in decent positions as well. They're delaying, the CT's rotating in, but overall, Na'Vi had the manpower able to just kind of wait themselves out and hope for the face coming in from Michael Eddy and Deacon. He had no choice but to actually check who was defusing the bomb. And at that point, Na'Vi just cleaned up and managed to get the USP kill. So here we go then, Matt. It happens again. Forrest has got an AK at this point, so it's not a full commitment at this stage. It's the idea of if they can make something happen outside towards Garage with this AK, great. If they don't, they lose a round, that's fine. They'll have AKs into the next round. Just one player on a Tech 9. That's not a huge deal. It's all down to Forrest, so.
Guardian spotted jumping. So this is the exact same thing that Na'Vi did with the early Force buy in round 2. Seeing it on Nuke, you can kind of understand. We talked about it. Still CT-sided in some senses, so want to get the rounds as early as possible, potentially break the economy back in your favor.
Yeah, you're just trying to challenge anyone who's got SMGs potentially, right? And that's why you don't really see many of them in these second rounds. You see 5 rifles from Na'Vi, and there it is. The first headshot from Forrest opened things up.
Good positioning as well, and good baiting out from his teammate to pull Simple up just 2 steps too far, rather. Guardian still in a reasonably good position to catch them off, but he's let them go far enough now that they've already made it into the stairway. And nade going out, he should have made enough noise. I'm not sure that Forrest spotted the nade going over, though, so he may not have the trajectory figured out to find Guardian. That information will relay to him, though, and a lovely shot. As a 2-tap will take him down. Lost Michael in the process, but still the AK is doing good work, and Exist has managed to pick up an M4.
Yeah, you can see the justification behind this now as well. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 with Exist with that M4 in hand as well. What's the next play from NiP, though? Only 1 HE remaining. They have to hope Forrest can do some more magic here. As he's still towards Garage, 30 seconds. Time's going to tick away, and Flamey, he gets Exist. That's the other rifle dropped.
So even situation as Edward passive inside of the site's going to play off Seized, who's watching the potential for someone to come up the ladder at Heaven. As you say, though, losing that second rifle does kind of negate the possibility. Forrest is going to go slowly into the site, spotted up from above. Late peek coming out from Edward, and he swings wide to take 2. Bomb included, turns back, runs out of ammo, but it's awkward for Get Right, who has the same problem. Wave hello.
Still, that's absolutely fine, you know, because yes, NiP do not win the round, but they do a ton of damage to the economy of Na'Vi. They're still going to be buying into this round overall. And Forrest, he actually gets an AK. Those couple of kills he gets actually helps boost his numbers in total. So he's actually going to be in a promising position. So that 1 AK has caused a lot of damage here. You can see now it's not 5 rifles. Guardian down to a UMP. Siege is on a FAMAS as well. Those guys don't actually have any nades between them. So that was actually a great round overall from NiP. Fast towards outside of stand. The smokes will be deployed nice and early. We'll see whether they can get that first kill once again. It was Guardian that dropped first last time.
No smoke, or gap rather, in there. Smokes on the NiP side.
I noticed that as well. I went and checked it. Actually, their ones are perfect.
Yep. All the way over to the wall as well. Nade does do decent damage when it comes through. It's Michael 56 and Freiburg 44. You could add them together and you'd have 100 health, Henry.
It's true.
That math I can do. The round differential thing that we might be faced with, I'm not sure I can.
Well, towards lower, it seems. Stick together, refrag. Did Get Right get in the vents as well? I saw him drop down somewhere. Difficult to tell, but Seized is waiting window room.
Don't think he's in vent. He's still up above.
I'll have a look.
It's going to be regardless. Seized taking 2 as they get down the stairwell. You can't see all the way under into the control room anymore. There's a slight gap above the AC vent that you can see steps coming toward you, but it's not like the old Nuke. Forrest will eventually trade him out. He goes low, though, brings Flamey back in through the window. Bomb dropped. Get Right. Tech 9 flashes down, but it's the bottom of the stairwell, so it doesn't catch Flamey. Regardless, he finds the kill. It's now 2 versus 3, but Get Right on 3 HP. And Freiburg trying to bait out shots inside vent against Simple, who's forced to reload, drops back down, and Freiburg holds the trigger. He's going to win the duel, but 10 HP for him. And he's alone, and Get Right has been found. So it's Edward and Guardian with 200 HP in total versus 10 on Freiburg. And they know he's inside of the vents. Guardian playing passive, letting him walk out. He has to get the bomb, 17 seconds, and Freiburg's got a decision to make. Is the M4 worth it, or is the round still in contention? Well, apparently not. Guardian's there.
Yeah, they're going to be full eco anyway. He needs to see if he can do anything with it. He can get a bomb plant there. Quick kill towards lower. Was a very small chance that could happen. But overall, Navi do tie things up 9-9. It was 9-6. They get 3 in a row. The 4 spies not really amounting to a round victory here. Although NiP did do some damage. They have to take a full eco here now. They're going to get some deagles. No armor, no nades. Just try and work the kills towards outside. A couple of flashes as well. Could do flashes through the skylights here. Try and get a bomb down the vents. We'll see what they decide to do. At this point, Navi just want to try and keep 5 players alive. Start building the economy, which has been dented significantly.
Flamey on the MP9. Trying to play a closer angle, and you're right. Take advantage of the economy. Build theirs back up. Simple on an M4, just peeking out toward Twinkie/Shiloh. What does Chad call it?
I can't remember.
Freiburg's got the opening kill, though, for NiP, and that does drop down to UMP for him to use. Lovely shot on Edward. It's 2 in the upper sight. Simple's got to rotate back inside. Thankfully does so with the M4 in a timely fashion as Get Right crosses over in lobby. I can't believe they didn't anticipate that. Simple's gone right in. Michael Lilly found. They walk in. Still don't know where he is. He gets Exist. So he just gets 3 for free, essentially. Get Right does pull it back, but goes down immediately after to Flamey, and the great work that Freiburg did to start this off is going to end with no avail, as it will be Navi on 10 rounds now.
Yeah, definitely got interesting there. Freiburg finding some space towards the other side too. Really magnificent headshots from him. Unfortunately, though, Simple reads it like a book, like he said. NiP weren't aware of that situation, that their backs turned towards Squeaky. He pushes in at the really ideal time and manages to get 2. At that point, they knew exactly where NiP were. Shutting it down with the upgraded weaponry there. It's going to be round number 20, 10-9. A full buy does come in from NiP though. 5 AKs, no AWP. They have got a ton of utility. We said that up executions were going to be important here. Let's see what they bring to the table on the first gun round. Exist will be focusing towards outside, but Freiburg easing towards Squeaky with Get Right as well.
Simple's going to play him behind the vent. Exist creeps in behind the smoke as well. Edward. This angle's so smart because you can't really see his feet. Oh, if he steps further back from main, yeah, now he can be spotted, but behind the yellow, he can pop up and see over top of it at his leisure, but they've gotten down through the smoke to vent. It's the old school strategy, and Get Right gets the kill on Flamey to hold off the post plant. They've now got a 2-man advantage, push through. Nice reactions from Simple as Forrest can't land the headshot, but already Navi's going to be weighing up their odds and backing out to keep the weapons.
Okay, I actually caught exactly how that broke down as it went in. So this is how it goes, right? You've got the bomber by Squeaky door, ready to go down the vent, right? And he's got 2 players in the Squeaky room with him. As soon as he opens the door, there's a smoke going in front of Squeaky and a flash dropping at the same time as well, right? So obviously in this version, you can't rush it the same way you could with the HE grenade that started around. This is a really nice variation of it, though. Smoke goes out, flashes at the same time. Freiburg gets down there very quickly, the bomb as well. His 2 teammates coming in fast behind him. They're focusing on the player rotating from ramp, which works out very nicely. It sees it gets taken down at that point. Bomb planted. Really impressive round there from NiP. It's simple, but very, very effective, you know. The fact that Navi can't do anything about it. They're flashed and smoked out. You can't see it from main. You can't see it from the rafters. Obviously, you can only see it in half the rafters these days on this map. But
These days,
yeah.
These years, you're not rolling them back.
And there it is. A really nice round from NiP overall. 10-10.
Simple's going to rotate in through main to watch inside of the hut. I thought it'd be simple to like just flash over and rush outer, but smoke's there. They've covered it off. No gap this time either. And Guardian's going to watch in front of the red crate. Nade in. It's a little bit earlier this time, though. Minor damage. Bit of a scratch onto Exist and Michael, but they'll cross over completely unscathed and head down the stairwell. Yeah, rotation into lower already from Simple, but he's the only one.
So obviously those smokes are designed to give you a veil, take away information from the CTs. They have no idea how many numbers are actually making it down these areas, but it's going to be this time NiP with 3 trying to challenge. I'm not sure Simple can do anything about it.
It's actually not a bad idea to close the vents from his perspective, because if he goes down, they have to open them, and then as soon as they open, it's a trigger to his teammate at ramp. Minor, but Simple's going to blow it out and go back in the site because he's forced off by a Molotov. Smoke in front of door. Exist opens. It'll conceal both Exist and also Simple's opportunity to get a shot onto him as Freiburg takes down Flamey. And Michael, he's hoping that that smoke can be used and stacked on to get a plant in, but Simple knows he's got to be on the edge of it. Sprays in, takes him down. Bomb dropped inside the site, and that could be swaying a factor here. Because NiP go for the concealed smoke, and it catches them off. Guardian's got Forrest down. It's a 3 versus 3. Bomb still inside of the site, and they've got to get forward to it. As Guardian puts himself in a position to cover off toward window instead. Exist is there, but not showing just yet. And it's all on Get Right to make himself known at time to catch Guardian. Gun barrel showing. He's looking for the headshot. Easily finds it. And Seized falling as well. It's on Edward. This should now be NiP closing it out, but watch the low HP. Exist 26. Freiburg on 20. It's going to go hold off the ramp. He's the high HP player. Bomb being planted, though, and thankfully Freiburg has an angle.
Michael, really sloppy move from him. There was 45 seconds remaining. They've got the man advantage as well, and he decides to go solo, try and use that smoke to plant. It's actually standing in the open, his foot sticking out of the smoke, drops the bomb in the open. That was not required at all. Could have fallen apart there. Good recovery, though. Get Right pretty much wins around there. Guardian in an ideal position to actually lock them down. He couldn't plant the bomb, but you could see Get Right coming in with a perfect low towards the end there and actually shuts it down. So well recovered from NiP, but could have fallen apart from that one bad play from Michael. Yes, it was quite an interesting idea trying to use a smoke simple deploy, but still just wasn't required at that point. Full eco now for Na'Vi. It's going to be PD50s, USPs, simple as a deagle, but water smokes come out once more. They're going to be focusing towards outside 4 players for the terrorists in that area.
Forrest trying to find the shot on simple. He pops back out. Lovely stuff from the deagle.
How many deagle kills are we going to have this map? Oh my god.
Get Right in main. Oh, reload nearly cost him as Flamey comes around. He did spot him in toward radio. Hence the smoke in front. Force the USP back. Edward on a P250. Michael's the one that's got to find the shot toward Flamey. So, oh, well, he snapped away a little early that time. I was going to try and point out the position where you cannot see through anymore due to that AC. Get Right. Hunting for anything he could find. Flamey's going to go down. Freiburg does manage to pick it up. They went down the stairs together for that exact situation so that even if he gets one, they trade it immediately. Door open and Guardian heard going through the vents. They're already staring him down. Freiburg just has to cover off the ramp. Simple on 2 HP. And at this point, I think they're already looking for the exit kills.
Yeah, well, simple 2 HP. He's done his work already. He found that amazing headshot towards Forrest, but seized. Does manage to find a headshot on Michael Lady. Bomb planted, though. It's not going to affect the rounds too much. NiP don't even need to go hunting for him, right? What's there to gain? And they've only got the ones that's got weapons to lose here. So, Get Right drops as well. They know exactly where Seized is, and they can now face him together. Can't really do much about it. There's Get Right. Perfect player to get the final kill as well. He gets extra money with the Mac 10 as well. So, picks up an AK, and they get a ton of money going forward. Exists on 9k. And Get Right after reinvestment, he's in just below 4. So there's some rack rounds up here now. And Na'Vi, as we go into round number 23, no AWP available. But look, more importantly, the utility. That's a massive factor on Nuke. They've got 2 smokes, no incendiaries, 1 kit. They need to work really hard for these kills. I'd say you need to be pushing ramp or something. You need to look for 1 kill here to open things up. Maybe a bit more aggressive towards outside, try and stack it up a little bit. Simple will be joining Guardian by the looks of things. But this is going to be a tough round for them overall. Problem is with Nuke as well. You have to use those smokes at the start of the round to stop rushes, right? So that's the 1 smoke gone already. And now he's just got flashbangs on the M4s. That's about it.
Already a player and lower as well, giving up the upper bomb site, knowing that these smokes from NiP, with no gap in them, there's nothing they can do to stop them, are cutting them off. This is when you almost want to see a CT player from Na'Vi right now go for that rotation down at lower and catch an early position at secret to catch them off when they do push through. Freiburg's going to take Guardian, trying to get aggressive. Sees at least gets a trade, better position for him as he finds Forrest, through the edge of the box.
Yeah.
But look how far back inside of his spawn he is. Does take away a possibility of a rotation onto Heaven, but Get Right's going to go late onto the Twinkie. And Exist again is already in that stairwell. Next pick for NiP opens the map back up. If it goes the way of Na'Vi, then maybe they could shut this down still, considering it would be onto the lower site that the bomb is now approaching.
4 on 3. Seized has done some sensational work from CD Spawn. Oh, they really are up against it. He's the only player of a kid as well. NiP edging their way towards lower. Simple waiting for them though. Can't find the frag. That was important.
Impatient. He had the stairwell position. He was perfectly placed for it, and he goes to find a better position at corner. At least he thought a better position, and it catches him off.
Now that's the smoke they need to plant lower. That's what Michael was trying to do before. It wasn't deep enough.
Not at all. And it's Get Right that's inside of it this time. Edward won't have the easy lineup because it's deeper, and it's going to be Michael. Perfectly timed play from the vents. Flamey goes down on the left side catwalk. It's going to be Seized alone inside of the site. Started this off from CT. Rotation back in. He'll need an ace to pull this in favor of Na'Vi. Has a kit. Running out of time slowly. Spots Get Right up and goes down immediately. AK with the headshot. 13 rounds for NiP.
Michael's getting fired up.
I really think they've got to get a rotation, a CT player into secret stairwell early.
Yeah, the problem was obviously they've got no flashes and nothing. Oh, Get Right's enjoying it as well. They were saying his boisterous attitude before might have been a little bit of a problem, but they seem to be enjoying it this time. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, outside's a bit of a problem right now. NiP just keep running the same tactic. The problem is now, right, Matt? They can just run a full fake of that. They can do the same smokes and Exist there by
100%.
himself, and then that's it. They're going to have to full rotations, and that's been a massive problem. That would be the call for me if I was NiP right now. That would be perfect. So Ports comes in, presumably from Na'Vi, because it's 13-10. getting very close to crunch time now. They've only got 3k between them. So Na'Vi, what do? I don't think you can buy into this round. A partial buy at best. You want to be bringing in like 5/7s, body armor, maybe a couple of needs to try and stack towards ramp, push that position, try and get a first kill. But yeah, that's the call from NiP now. It's been so successful, having heavy numbers towards the back steps and actually getting kills there, getting a plant down. You can see what their objective is. Get the kills first, clean it out, smoke in front of the door. And that's the shallow plant you can do to have a lot safer opportunity to get it down in a decent position as well. It's very open, and the cities can't really do much about it. Well then, with Navi on our screen, Starrex not discussing too much there. It's actually quite silent. I guess it's C's doing most of the work at this point.
Yeah, he seems to be the vocal one. Alex Machine Richardson killing us all slowly.
I'm fine.
I don't know how you're fine. You've been the most close to him.
The most close. I don't know. I think I told everyone, by my time at university, we used to live in absolute squalor. So I think my body's just, it's just completely immune to everything now.
Yeah, my body's slowly having its immune system killed, so.
Right. Take from that what you will.
NiP on the other side, they'll have a discussion as well because, like you say, they can go for the fake. They can try and change it up a little bit, but at the same time, I would go slow pace, try and find picks, assess the situation. If they have a player towards Secret, spot it from Twinkie over top of the smokes, make a call on that.
Okay, so the buy comes in. There's some upgraded pistols, a partial buy. Simple, the Deagle, you never know what's going to happen. How many kills he got right now? He's got 25 kills. So he is lighting up the scoreboard. A great tournament for so far. Actually, #1 in terms of the ratings on HLTV. A great tournament for him so far, but this map is slipping away from Na'Vi. This round could be problematic. You can see they were trying to push towards ramp aggressively, but it's going to be the outside area that NiP are focusing on. Here comes C's and Get Right about to lock horns. C's comes out on top.
Too many men for Get Right to handle. Not a problem Henry G has. Guardian rotating back away. He's got to give up again, though. These smokes, it's going to give them the secret position to work with. And Michael's just going to hold off to make sure this time they don't try and counter it with a late play, waiting inside of the smoke to push, to wrap them in on Stairwell. And Freiburg trades against Guardian after Edward takes Michael Lilly. But there's still a possibility that Edward's swiftness could catch them off if he's fast enough to get there. And the AK C's just picked up is also going to be a problem confronting it lower.
Well then, 4 versus 3. Forrest, a very influential kill there. Takes down Seeds, brings it to an equal situation. Now no rifles available. Seeds did have an AK. Flamey has to fall back. He's got the CZ, but Exist gets the better of him. Nice work from NiP so far to recover this round. 3 AKs remain. It's going to be Edward and Simple. Still, with Simple alive. He's got head armor as well. I guess that's not a big fat against the AKs, but him alive, you never know quite what's going to happen now.
Forrest
Here we go.
For some taps, though. Freiburg shut down Simple already, and Forrest is there for Edward. So losing the AK early on in the hands of C's, then NiP is able to close the round and go to 14.
So this is the big round now. Na'Vi, what's the adjustment? I had speculated before, NiP did the outside smokes, send one down there, it's not Exist, who goes by himself, and then they go for maybe an upper take after that. We haven't seen too much towards upper from NiP just yet. They've been doing so well towards outside in that lower position since the pistol. You can look at the rounds now. Na'Vi got 4 in a row at the start, but that's with the pistol in the first gun round. Since then, it's fallen apart. No orb for NiP, suggests more the same's coming in. We'll see what happens here. This time Na'Vi have got incendiaries stopping these sort of rushes. They're better equipped. We get into round number 25.
Smokes out again from NiP. They throw this close smoke as well, too, so you can't even go from big garage and try and catch them in transition. You can't even try and find the early pick as Guardian elected to attempt in this round. Elevation on Heaven, double smoke like we say. They play close to it. You don't go by the fence. You can't really see anything. Now they dissolve. Sure, we're seeing it as if you could, but there was nothing available to Guardian no matter where he went. So very smart execution from NiP. They've got that down pat. There's no question about it. But this time a little bit different. Freiburg looking to potentially wrap in toward main. Without the smokes here late, Guardian, if he times this right, could see the shoulder, can't land the shot. It's going to pull them back into the open, and Michael escapes flirting with death the second time as Guardian can't land the right side flick. Left Freiburg in a position at crate where he wants to hold to make sure no one's going to push through. And I almost want to say NiP's hesitation may cost them in this one because they wanted to try and bait with the smokes, as you suggested. They only get one towards Secret, and now Guardian is an absolute beast with the AWP, as we know. Is a massive threat to them trying to wrap around toward the main position. Forrest going to go on to Heaven, though, or the catwalk. This could be interesting. Because Guardian, does he check it to get to the open? Can't get the AWP in time, and Force takes him down. Now it's open. Now the wrap's available.
Yeah, Guardian has to take risks at that point. Doesn't have the information to give to his teammates. They know a player's down lower as well. That's the kill we wanted to see exist from lower. Gets another one. Forrest is lighting him up at this point. Edward, though, doing some decent work with C's. That's all he'll do, though. Last player remaining. There it is. Map point for NiP obtained. Like you said, the smoke towards outside. They get exist there by himself, and then they're waiting for the reaction from the CTs towards outer, willing to take those jewels, and Guardian can't do much about it. Forrest on the catwalk locks him down, and it just all unfolds for Na'Vi at that point. 15-10, 5 rounds in a row required now from Na'Vi. They get 3 Flamuses, 2 M4s. We said this map pool, well, I guess I said it, favored NiP overall. I still feel like this one is done, overpass, 50-50 in my opinion. NiP have been improving on that. This could be the 2-0 dream.
Could be. That would put NiP through, and Na'Vi would go out in group stages. Natus and G2 sitting at 3-3. If they split the map pool, we got some work to do. Seized. Michael Lele is going to fall at his hand. Simple step back up, so we're not done just yet. As NiP go down 2 men early, finally a stronger presence from Na'Vi. This time they get 3 rifles out there. Why didn't they do that so much sooner? Simple's going to take out Forrest as well on top of Twinkie. Shoulder bait back in, spot seized inside Cubby, and 2 players facing him. Nothing he can do to get away. It could be all 5. All right, they lost Edward. I forgot about that, but all 4, the rest of them staying alive.
Well, there it is. They actually challenged the smokes, like you said this time. The rifles being a little proactive at the start of the round. It's not actually allowing NiP to get full control of outside. Like I said, the smokes are very good from them, and this time seized. Taking matters into his own hand. The in-game leader managing to find frags there, and maybe we've got a few more twists and turns there. The problem is NiP still have a ton of cash going forward. That's the first round at 6 that Na'Vi have picked up here on the CT side. Not good news for them. 5 AKs, fully equipped in terms of utility as well. NiP going forward. No AWP for Guardian, but maybe that's a good sign because he can't really get much done at the moment.
Michael waiting for door.
This is the vent dive again. So this you'll see Freiburg come in, presumably.
This is good position then from Simple. As long as he sticks around in that area roughly.
Yeah. If he can watch Freiburg, I know the observer can't hear me. This is so sick the way they do it. We're not going to see it from his POV, but I assure you it's really cool to watch.
So Freiburg wraps around. Down he goes, and Simple's gone. He hits the shot as well. Not sure why we're watching Edward, but we will. Bomb down on the inside site. It's fine, don't worry. Either way, NiP's inside of the site. Michael and Get Right following up. It was a crucial kill that Freiburg did manage to get. As Get Right closes out with 2, that's going to be the game. 4-1 Guardian with just the M4 to work with. And bomb being planted top silo, gives perfect post plant, exists, headshot, and NiP guarantee themselves at least giving them a chance. Now it has to be a response from Na'Vi if they want to try and survive in this tournament.
Really impressed with the T side of NiP there. We know they've got some interesting approaches to it. Just really nice fundamentals in terms of the outside plays, mixing it up by sending 1 player down there, overwhelming with the lower take as well. They've got that great lower plan with the smoke coming out the door, and then that upper play I was just talking about as well. That's actually really cool to watch. I hope we can actually get a highlight of that, maybe and watch it in the analysis desk, but it's really cool the way they approach that situation. Na'Vi have a decent first half, getting 6 rounds on T side. It's actually pretty decent, but overall, it was NiP running the show there, especially in the second half. Just ran away with it.
Yeah, heavily ran away with it, and I'm very impressed in the way they did it. It was just very well executed, very much a strategic machine, and putting those same smokes down outer every single time. And no response from Na'Vi. Normally we see them get a little bit creative. We got 2 very aggressive players on that team in Guardian and Simple, and they couldn't find answers.
Guardian was shut down though. You could see him actually switching over to the M4 at that point because the smokes were so on point from NiP. He wasn't really having any impact. By the time he actually was rotating in, it was normally the lower site NiP would get to after getting lower control. And then what are you going to do with the AWP? You could be smoked out, Molotoved out. You're trying to retake at that point. He's not finding picks outside. So ultimately the AWP becomes redundant at that point. So you could see them switching it up and trying to have more presence with the rifles as well, which actually worked for a round, but at that point it was maybe a little bit too late. They were already a match point when they kind of adjusted themselves.
Well, with that said, it's NiP, best foot forward first. If they pick up the second map, they're through top the group. We'll send it over to the desk. Alex, all you.
Thank you very much, gents.